Hey, what's up guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Brotherhood of the Fire Fist deck profile. So I'm really excited for this one because it is an awesome deck going into Master Rule 5 with all the different summoning mechanics. This deck uses every single summoning mechanic except for Pendulum, all the way down to Rituals, and we use every single mechanic in this deck, which is absolutely crazy to me, that you can use every single mechanic in a single deck besides DDDs. But without further ado guys, let's get straight into this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's get straight on this. And I really quickly do want to mention you guys, we do have a Patreon and a Ko-Fi down in the description. So if you guys do want to donate to the channel, definitely check those links out. So let's get straight on this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Panda. So Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Panda is a really good monster in this deck that has the ability that if you activate a Fire Formation spell or trap, you can special summon this card from your hand for free. And then you can special summon a Fire Fist monster from your graveyard. If it wasn't good enough just to special summon Panda, you can then special summon another Brotherhood of the Fire Fist, because brothers who stick together win together. Then we also have the ability that you cannot special summon monsters except for the rest of the turn except Fire Fist monsters, and if a Fire Fist monster you control would be destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can send a Fire Formation spell or trap you control to the graveyard instead, which is still a pretty good effect. Then we play 3 copies of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Elephant. Elephant is a really interesting card in this deck, and one of the pivotal cards in the deck besides Dragon. But if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one face-up Fire Formation spell or trap you control to the graveyard, and then special summon a Fire Fist monster from your hand, except another copy of itself, and then you can target a Fire Formation spell or trap card in your graveyard, shuffle in a deck, and then you can add a level 5 or higher Fire Fist monster from your deck to your hand. That's why I kind of considered dropping Panda down to 2, because Elephant searches it, but I always seem to want to open up a copy of Panda to be able to get into my other plays. Then I play 3 copies of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Dragon. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Dragon is by far my favorite of all the Brotherhood of the Fire Fist monsters. It's always been my favorite Brotherhood of the Fire Fist monster, but it has the ability that once per turn, if you activate a Fire Formation spell or trap, you can set a Fire Formation trap card directly from your deck. And it also has a Monster Reborn ability that you can send 2 face-up Fire Formation spells or traps you control to the graveyard to special summon a Fire Fist monster from the graveyard. Really good effect. Really good effect. Then we play a single copy of Brotherhood of Fire Fist Bear. You just need a single copy of Bear nowadays. But Bear's effect is that you can, when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can set a Fire Formation spell directly from your deck, and you can send a face-up Fire Formation spell or trap you control to the graveyard to target a monster on the field and destroy that target, which is a good effect. 1 copy of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Buffalo. Buffalo is a really good one too, that if this card's in your graveyard, you can send a total of 2 Fire Fist or Fire Formation cards from your hand to the graveyard, and or face it from your side of the field to the graveyard to special summon this card from the graveyard. Gives you an additional body on the field to go into Link plays or XYZ plays or anything that you need. And then I personally, because I was born under the year of the boar, I know it's kind of, you don't need to play cards just because you really like them, but it's a deck, and I like this card. I do play a single copy of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Boar. I am actually a boar in Chinese astrology, and I absolutely love boars. And so I wanted to play this card. It cannot be used as a synchro summon except for the synchro summon of a fire monster, and then when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 4 Fire Fist monster from your deck. Any Fire Fist monster. That's why I play it as a one-of, is because it's a tuner and it has those abilities as well, and lets us go into Fire Fist Kirin. Kirin can actually really boost up the deck because you can summon it and it makes your opponent lose 100 attack. I believe for every single, for all monsters opponent control, lose 100 attack for each spell and trap card you control, which can be a total of like 500, which can be really big, or up to, actually, excuse me, it can be up to 600 because you have a field spell zone. Then we play 2 copies of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Spirit. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Spirit is a really good card in this deck as well. Basically, when it's normal summoned, you can special summon a level 3, or excuse me, a Fire Fist monster that's in your graveyard. A level 3 fire monster with 200 defense from your graveyard, and then you can use this card as a synchro summon Horse Prince, which can really help out in the deck. Then we play 2 copies of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rooster. Rooster is really good because when it's special summoned by something like Spirit, which is usually the combo that you're going to go off with, you can instantly add a Fire Fist monster from your deck to your hand, and then also you can send a Fire Fist face-up Fire Formation spell and trap card you control to the graveyard to set a Fire Fist spell or trap directly from your deck. Really busted effect, really good effect. Then we play 3 copies of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Raven. Raven is an awesome card in this deck because if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can set a Fire Formation spell directly from your deck, and face-up Fire Formation spells and traps you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. It's really easy to be able to send Raven directly to the graveyard from the field with like a link play or something like that. There's a lot of combos being able to special summon this card to get it on the field and then use it as a material for like a link summon or something like that to go into to get like a Tinky out of deck to further your plays. Then we play a single copy of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Leopard. Leopard is a good one-up because during your main phase, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can tribute this card or tribute another Fire Fist monster to set a Fire Formation spell and trap directly from your deck, which searches any of your Fire Fist cards. And then we play a single copy of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Eland. You ritual summon this card with Dome, and then it also has the ability that you can send one monster or set a Fire Formation spell or trap card directly from your deck, and then when an opponent activates on a monster effect, you can quick effect, you can send a face-up Fire Fist or Fire Formation spell or trap card you control to the graveyard to negate the effect, which is a really good effect with the Eland. And then we play 3 copies of Ash Blossom as well. The 3 Ash really help out because it is a fire deck, and plus the Ash Blossoms help out to just stop your opponent from doing all sorts of shenanigans. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Call by the Grave. This is a very, very combo-based deck. So you're going to want to play the Call by the Graves just to stop your opponent from hand-trapping you and preventing you from doing all of your combos. 1 copy of Fire Formation or Fire Fortress atop Lang Peak, which is always treated as a Fire Formation spell or trap, which is extremely important to this deck. You really, really need to keep that in mind, that this card is a Fire Formation, so you can search it with a lot of different cards. It also has the ability that each time a Fire Fist monster is normal or special summon, you place a Fire Fist counter on this card. Then once per turn, you can remove counters from this card to activate one of the effects. 2, if you remove 2, you can, if your Beast Warrior monster attacks this turn, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. 6, you can add a Beast Warrior monster from your deck to your hand. Or 10, you can special summon a Beast Warrior monster from your extra deck or your deck, which is usually going to be your Gladiator Beast Heraclenos that you're going to special summon from your extra deck because it's the best Beast Warrior monster in the extra deck. Then we play a single copy of Fire Formation Dome, which is going to be used to ritual summon our Eland. And it also has the ability, after you ritual summon it, that you can target a Fire Fist monster in your grave and special summon it if this card is sent from the spell and trap card zone to the graveyard. So it has a lot of utility. 1 copy of Engine. Engine is a really good card that when this card is activated, you get to fusion summon a Beast Warrior monster. And it also has the ability that if it's sent to your graveyard, you get to target a Fire Fist monster in your grave and add it back to your hand. Not quite as good as the Ritual monster, but hey, it's still pretty good. I just play a single copy of Yugioh. Yugioh is when this card is activated, you get to target one of your face-up cards in your opponent's controls and then discard a Beast Warrior monster, and if you do, destroy that card. And all Beast Warrior monsters you control gain 100 attack. 3 copies of Tinky. Tinky is really good because it lets you add any Beast Warrior monster from your deck to your hand, and it also lets all your Beast Warrior monsters gain 100 attack. And then 3 copies of Tensu, which gives you an additional normal summon and makes all of your Beast Warriors gain 100 extra attack. But you only get to normal summon a extra Beast Warrior to your side of the field. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Fire Formation, Ultimate Fire Formation Sinyo. It is searchable, so we're just playing a 1 of. When a spell or trap is activated, or you control a Fire Fist monster, and a Fire Formation spell or trap, you negate the activation if you do destroy that card. Then we play a single copy of Tensen boosts your monster up by 700 until the end phase of the turn, and it makes all your Beast Warrior monsters gain a 300 boost, which is really nice, and it's searchable with Dragon, so it's extremely easy to be able to pull off. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into that extra deck. So for the extra deck, I'm going to be playing 2 copies of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King. I did change out my Platinum Rares. I hated the Platinum Rares. I had to change them out. So we're going to be playing 2 of these. You get to target. It takes 2 Beast Warrior monsters to overlay into this, but we're only playing Fire Fist, so that's fine. And then when this card is XYZ summon, you can set a Fire Formation spell or trap directly from your deck. And once per turn, you can detach a material from this card to negate the effects of all face-up effect monsters currently on the field except Beast Warriors. So basically, it's skill drain to your opponent's side of the field. And then also, when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, this is important while you play Bear. You can pop this card, and then its effect is that you can set 3 Fire Formation spell or trap cards you control to the graveyard to special 2 level 4 or lower Beast Warrior monsters with the same attack from your deck in face-up defense position. That's really important to the combos that you're going to be doing in the deck. 1 copy of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Cardinal. Cardinal is really good because it lets you detach 2 materials to target 2 Fire Fist or Fire Formation cards in your grave and or face-up cards on your side of the field and 2 cards on your opponent's graveyard and or their face-up side of the field and shuffle them back in the deck. So it's a really good spot removal card. 1 copy of Lion Emperor lets you detach a material from this card and then target a fire monster in your graveyard and add it back to your hand, but you cannot normal summon or set that monster this turn. 2 copies of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Horse Prince. Horse Prince lets you, when it's synchro summoned, you get to special summon a level 3 or lower Fire Fist monster from your deck to your side of the field. It also has the ability that when you synchro summon this card, you cannot special summon level 5 or higher monsters for the rest of the turn, which kind of sucks, but hey, you don't go for Horse Prince that much, and that's a different route for the combos. 1 copy of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Kieran. Kieran is a good one. I like Kieran. It's probably the worst of them all, but I like it still because when it's synchro summoned, you can set a Fire Formation spell or trap directly from your deck, and all monsters your opponent control lose 100 attack for each face-up spell or trap you control. Pretty good. I mean, it's okay. 1 copy of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Swan. Swan is pretty decent. It's a 2600 beat stick, and it has the ability that if it's special summon, you can inflict 200 points of damage to your opponent for each fire formation you control. And then during the battle phase, you can send a face-up fire formation spell or trap you control to the grave, and then target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. 1 copy of Eagle. You could probably bump Eagle up to 2, but I just have 1 Eagle, so I just played it 1. You can get away with 1 Eagle, though. But you can only special summon it once per turn, and you can only activate its effect of Fire Fist monsters without sending. You can activate any Fire Fist monster's effect without sending the Fire Formations to the graveyard, which is really good, or Fire Fist to the graveyard. And then it also has the ability that you can target 1 Fire Formation in your graveyard, or 1 you control, or in your graveyard, and return it to your hand, and then send a Fire Fist monster from your deck to the graveyard, which can be really beneficial to send Rooster to the graveyard to make your spirit live. 2 copies of Peacock. I feel like Peacock is a really undersung hero in this deck. Or unsung hero. It takes 2 Fire Fist monsters to summon it, and then while it points to a Fire Fist monster, your opponent cannot target this card with attacks. And then when this card declares an attack, you can send a face-up Fire Formation spell or trap you control to the graveyard to target a monster your opponent controls, and place that opponent's monsters whose zone this card points to, and you take control until the end phase. But it can't declare an attack, but it gets it off their side of the field, so you can go into something like Boral Sword and get it off their side of the field. Then we play a single copy of Alamirage as well. Boral Sword's here to OTK. Alamirage is here because you can normal summon it, or normal summon like a, I don't know, something in the deck and then go into this. It's really for the Link Arrow, and it helps out a little bit with protection. 1 copy of number 60 just to increase the plays in the deck so you can dig deeper into the deck, or double the attack points of a Fire Fist monster, because a lot of your Fire Fist monsters don't get really big, but this helps out with that. And then a single copy of Heraclenos, and it happens to be fire, which also helps out. I forgot to mention that. And then we play a single copy of Gallus, or not Gallus, but I want to say Gallus, the Star Beast, but Gladiator Beast Heraclenos, because you can summon it off of Fire Formation, atop Lang Peak. So that's it for the Fire Fist deck profile. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a super combo-based deck. We'd probably be here for over an hour if I went through every single combo that this deck has. But basically, you just special summon a whole bunch of monsters and end with like a copy of Heraclenos, Eland, and maybe the Eagle on your side of the field, and a set Ultimate Fire Formation spell or trap thing that negates all the stuff. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell next so you can become part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.